What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Dave's RC, Toe the Line, episode 29, guys. How's everybody doing tonight? What's up, Deuce? Carbon rods. Wild Bill. How's it going, man? Dennis Barley. How you doing, buddy? Eric. Shadow Op RC. What's going on, Battle? Connor, yes, it has been a while. Didn't you like break your collarbone or your clavicle or something? Did that heal up all right, buddy? That sucks, man. I felt really bad for you that day. You were doing so good too, man. You were playing so good up until that point. Craig Bevan, how's it going, man? Michael Roshka. Dennis Farley is asking Deuce for a refill. Looks like his glass is half full. Sky Blazer RC, how's it going, man? Ricky, the captain, Photon is in the house. What's up, Ricardo? I sprained my thrust bone the other night. Yeah, I did too after you sent me that picture. Oh my goodness. Raven Rock in the house. What's going on, man? How you doing, buddy? GB Linden. Wow, the whole squad's getting up in here. Oh man, what a great picture that was. It helped me sleep. It's 24 in here already, man. Brad BRC, what's going on, man? Welcome to the stream. Eric G, what's going on? Frank, how you doing? Jeff Toohey's in here. What's going on, man? Jeff Toohey says that he also needs a refill on his wine. Race 22 crew, how's it going, man? Welcome to the live stream. For all you new guys in here, please go up there and smash that like button for me. I would really appreciate it. That's right. Shout out to Fred Barron. I guess he just won a plane on Farmerman Roez's RC YouTube channel. That's cool, Farmerman. That's good that you're doing that. That's how you give back to the people who make your channel what it is. As you can see, we got this Freewing F18 sitting next to us. Got a few decals put on it so far. And any of you guys that guessed that this was going to be a Black Knight paint scheme, Army Black Knight paint scheme, you were right. Isn't that nice, Connor? Me and Kyle have been working on it all week long. I haven't pressed these decals down yet very tightly because there's a couple of them that I kind of have to move and tweak a little bit. But for the most part, they're on there. They're looking pretty nice. Yep, that's that. The Army has airplanes. No, they do not. But if they did, this is what I envisioned it would look like. No, the Army does not have airplanes. They do not. I'm also going to be doing a little commemorative plaque type deal at the tips of each wing. Boom and boom. One honoring a battle buddy that I lost in the military. He was killed in Iraq. His name was Jason Swagger, Sergeant Jason Swagger. He was my childhood friend. We grew up together. We went in the Army together. And I came back and he didn't. I honestly saw things going the other way around. I thought that he was so good at manhunt when we were kids, you guys. Like, and patient and agile, fast, like a damn orangutan. We all knew from like, you know, 5th, 6th grade that he was gonna be a Marine, or he was gonna be in the Army or something like that. And sure enough, yeah, we both went in. And yeah, he didn't come back home. And then the other wing is going to be a commemorative mention for Patrick Tillman. I don't know if you guys know who Patrick Tillman is. If you don't know who Patrick Tillman is, go ahead and Google him real quick. But he actually had an NFL contract that he turned down in order to go serve his country. And during his first tour as a specialist, he was shot and killed by friendly fire. Simple as that. It was a stupid, stupid mistake by his own team unit. His own unit. His own convoy shot him. I mean, this is crazy. I mean, you can't make this shit up. So yeah, one wing for Jason, Sergeant Jason Swagger, and the other wing for Specialist Pat Tillman. So he turned down this contract worth millions of dollars. He's going to be playing for the Arizona Cardinals to go be a Ranger. And yeah, like I said, they were in a convoy, a 2-part convoy, a forward convoy and a rear convoy. The lookout on the side of the mountain thought both convoys had already come through. And well, obviously, when they saw another convoy coming up the street, he was thinking enemy, 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 you know. It wasn't. The second convoy hadn't come through yet, or the second half of the convoy hadn't come through yet. And it was just a boneheaded mistake. A boneheaded mistake. So, but those things happen often during the time of war. Pat Tillman's not the first person to die of friendly fire, and he won't be the last. My buddy Jason Swagger, probably one of the most gruesome things that could have possibly happened to just an awesome person. Like I said, he was my best friend growing up. I was more like the jock, like football, basketball. But he was more of like the little nerdy kid that got picked on by everybody, which made me feel more for him. Like, I felt bad for him. He was like my next door neighbor. He literally pretty much lived like 2 houses down from me. So I knew him outside of school. But when I started going to school there, I realized real quickly that he wasn't very popular and people used to mess with him a lot, until he became friends with me. And I wouldn't let anybody mess with him. Just wouldn't let it happen. He unfortunately was passing out coloring books. True story, guys. You guys can look it up. He was passing out coloring books to some school kids, some Iraqi school kids, just the local kids, local group of kids. A Taliban soldier on a motorized scooter drove right into the crowd where Jason was and these kids were. A few high-ranking NCOs, a couple of low-ranking officers. The bike had C4 strapped to the gas tank and a detonator in his hand. And he drove into the middle, drove into the crowd. And yeah. And when I tell you Jason didn't come home, the poor fucking kid didn't even come home in a body bag, you guys. They literally found very little of him left. He pretty much evaporated. It was pretty hard to take in at the time. It was pretty hard to understand that there was nothing left of him because of this explosion. Pretty messed up. I still stay in contact with his mother, Valerie. She is a town council leader for the town of South Portland, where he was from. Wonderful woman. She adopted Jason years ago when he was like 2 years old. She adopted him and his sister. And she raised those kids like they were her own, man. What a wonderful person. She raised me too, man. She treated me like I was her own son. Just a absolutely wonderful lady. Did a really good job raising Jason and turning him into a really good man. Unfortunately, shit happens, man. Shit happens. I honestly envisioned in my head that it would be the other way around, that I was going to die over there, and Jason would come back. That's not what happened. So yeah, once or twice a year, I'll swing through South Portland, and I'll drive. He has this beautiful spot in the cemetery. It's literally, he's got like a whole lot to himself, pretty much. It's the whole back corner of the cemetery, and it's done beautifully. I mean, he's got a headstone that has an engraving of him and his wife as they were doing their dance during their wedding. And then there's times where I'm driving Lyft and I'll drive by the cemetery and I'll stick my middle finger out the window And I'll be like, fuck you, Jason. That's just the kind of humor we had with one another. So I don't think he would want me to change it. So yeah, pretty tough. So he's gonna be on one wing and Tillman's gonna be on the other wing. I haven't figured out how I'm gonna do that yet, but I want to do something to honor those two people. The Pat Tillman story is crazy, you guys. I mean, he wanted to go he wanted to go play in the sandbox, and millions of dollars, guys, millions of dollars. You turn down millions of dollars worth of a contract. Drafted by the Arizona Cardinals. Crazy, just absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. Yeah, Captain, I thought so too, man. I appreciate that, man. I was really thinking about how I wanted to do that, what I wanted to do. It is an Army themed airplane. I didn't want the center of attention to be around that, but I wanted it to be one of those things where you're looking at the plane, and then you see the wingtip. Oh, what was that? Oh, in memory of so and so, or in memory of so and so. Something of that. I think it would be pretty. I think it's gonna be pretty cool. I was going to install the Guniac center burner in it tonight, but I'm tired, guys. I don't feel like doing shit right now. I've actually had a pretty bad week, you guys. It actually is nobody's fault. Nobody's done anything to make me mad or piss me off. It's just have bad weeks sometimes, man. Bad days can turn into bad weeks, and bad weeks can sometimes just turn into a flat out shitty month. I can't sleep. I'm sitting in bed. I'm tossing and turning. I'm restless. Like angry for no reason at all. I'm just angry, and there's just no reason for it. There's no reason for it. Very irritable. Little things like driving home, the grocery bags fell over in the back of the truck, man. I almost lost my shit, man. Almost lost it. Somebody cut me off the other night. Oh my God. Somebody cut me off. They actually raced around me in the bike lane. And they were like not slowing down. They were going to push me into oncoming traffic. I refused to let him go by me. And my wife's like, just let him go by. Just let him go by. I was like, this is my truck. If this was your truck, I would stop and let him go by. This is my truck, and I don't care what happens to it. He's not getting around me. He eventually, we get up to a slow spot in the traffic, and he passes on the bike lane again. He goes by me this time. And my wife already saw it coming. She already knew it. She already saw it coming. If we hit a red light between now and the time I separate away from this guy, oh my goodness. Sure enough, man, we get to the next light and it's red, and I jump out of that fucking truck, and he blows the red light to get away from me. He saw me in his side view mirror. He was like, I'm out of here, dude. No way. That guy looks pissed. So yeah, he took off, man. He took off like a bat out of hell. He actually blew right through the freaking light. And if he would have done it 2 seconds later, a cop pulled up to the light from the other direction. I was like, if only it was 2 seconds later, man, like a minute later. The cop didn't see what happened at all. So yeah, man. And then yeah. So yeah, not a good week. I'm not gonna lie, man. Not a very good week. I got Eric Rogers. He wants to Shadow Ops RC. He wants to interview me and talk to me about my military stuff, and I need to do that with him. But at the same time, I think I need to have a better head on my shoulders. Um, because that's part of his channel. That's something that he wants to do. He wants to interview the veterans. Um, and that's cool. And I want to give him a good interview. And I don't want anything, whether it's anxiety or post traumatic stress disorder or me just being a dick. I don't know what it is. Um, I want him to have, the best possible interview that he can get from me without anything stupid or psychotic getting in the way. Um, but yeah, guys, no, the United States Army does not have any airplanes. They do have helicopters, um, primarily the Black Hawk. But if they did decide to buy a few F-18s for whatever, this is how I would paint it. Well, this is how me and Kyle would paint it. Still have to do the bottom, you guys. Still got the bottom to do. Yeah, we can do that too, Eric. We can do that. We can do both, man. We can do both. You know what I mean? Like go back and forth. Like we'll interview each other. You know what I mean? I wanted to do that today, actually. I wanted to do it like later today, like before I started this stream. Oh shit. But I had to take my sister-in-law to the doctors. And it took way longer than what I thought it was going to take. And then yesterday I was at the doctor's. And I'm going to tell you something right now, man. If they do not change my psychiatrist, I'm going to kill him. I'm literally going to go in there one day and I'm just going to put my hands around his neck. And it's not going to end up well for him. He's like younger than me. He has no idea what it's like to be in combat whatsoever. Period. He doesn't know anything about it. But he sits there and he's like, oh, I understand. No, you don't understand. That's just the thing. And I know it's just his ploy to get me to talk, because I'll go in there for that whole fucking hour and I'll just sit there. I'll just sit there. He'll ask me how I'm doing. All right. But this particular time, this last time, he just pissed me off because he was just being so relentless. And I think he was actually maybe in a bad mood or something. Like I was feeling that vibe. Probably because he knew I was coming in next. It's like, oh, fuck, Dave's coming. That's the easiest hour. That's the easiest money you ever made, bro, is when Dave comes in there. That's the easiest money your ass has ever made. The easiest. Eat your fucking lunch or something. I don't know. I don't want to talk about anything. I don't want to talk about nothing. I'm here because it's mandatory. Well, not really mandatory, but for me, it's mandatory. The problem is I am not going to sit there and discuss anything at all, period, with someone that could be friends with my fucking son. I'm sorry. He's a baby, man. He looks like a baby. You haven't even had a chance to experience life yourself. And you want to discuss mine? Get out of here. But I go through psychiatrists pretty quick because I don't like them. I don't like their profession. I don't like the way they are so fake. They pretend that they care. They don't give a shit, man. They don't care. It'd be very rare if you found one that actually gave a shit. Most of them are just like, okay, here's 50 types of medication. I'll see you next month. We'll see how things are going then. I don't want medication. That's the reason I got you. That's the reason I'm coming in here to talk to you so I can get shit off my chest. But I am not going to sit there and talk to a 26, 27-year-old baby about shit that he has no clue about. None of it. He has no clue. Zero clue. I think he might be older than that. He might be like 33 or 34. He's still younger than me. He's still younger than I am. And it's like, how the hell are you a psychiatrist, bro? Like, you are the worst psychiatrist. I said, let's talk about that. Let's talk about how you are a horrible psychiatrist. Josh, I just don't like him. I just don't like this one. I didn't like the last one either. She was a female. And she was like Miss Know-It-All. Like, oh, I know. They don't know, though. They don't know shit. They don't know shit. They're full of shit. That's what they are. They're just full of shit. That's what they are. I had a good one years ago. He was actually a VA psychiatrist. He was cool. Like, from the time I came in to the time I left. And because he's a VA shrink, like, I'll catch him watching the clock. That was the only pet peeve I ever had with him. Stop looking at the clock. He's like, what are you talking about? Stop looking at the clock. I said, every time you look up at that clock, it makes me think that you're in a rush to get me out of here to get the next one in, which makes me think that you're not listening. And I called his bluff one day. And I shit you not, man, he pretty much like repeated everything that I said for the first like 15 minutes verbatim. I was like, all right, cool. I like this guy. I like him. He says, I watched the clock because this is the VA. And I have to see other veterans. So if you see me peeking up at the clock, it's literally because there's going to be someone right behind you who needs to get shit off his chest too, man. Cool. Awesome. Then he fucking retires. And it's like, I can't win. I can't win. He was a cool one. I liked him. Dr. Bellinger. He was sick. He was awesome. Dr. Dipshit is the one I got now. It's like his mother still dresses him too. She's like, did your mommy put that outfit for you out this morning? He's like, excuse me? I said, did your mom put that outfit out for you this morning? He's like, what is this? What is this insinuating that I still live with my mother? No. Maybe your mom lives with you. I don't know. Who knows? I don't know. You're getting upset about it, so got to be some truth in it, right? No, he's I just don't like him. I don't like him. Like, maybe outside of him being a shrink, maybe if we were like drinking at a bar or something, he'd be pretty cool to hang out with. But he makes it obvious. Like, he likes, like Dr. Bellinger, he would like sit there with a pen and a piece of paper and he would take notes. He would write stuff down. This guy, he doesn't do any of that shit. None of it. So I've seen the right way it's done. And then like the last 3 or 4 that I've had, they're you can tell it's all about time and it's about money, not about what. Do you have a weekly support group that you go to? Yeah, it's right here, Josh. This is my weekly support group, bro. This is it, man. This keeps me fucking sane. Doing Toe the Line every Friday and hanging out with you guys is what keeps me from going nutty. And then typically after I do toe the line, you guys, after Friday, we do toe the line. Immediately after we're done, I'll replay the stream. To check the chat to see what I missed in the chat. So yeah, guys. So just so you know, I just sit there and roll the chat and just watch the stream over again. Just to see if there was something important that I might have missed. Like I look up once in a while and I'll see the chat. I have been looking at the chat more. I know that's you guys like to see that. So I've started doing that more for you guys. My problem is when I get ranting and I get raving, my receptiveness shuts off. Videos and oh, okay, guys, you guys, oh my god. If you guys have your computer open, which probably most of you guys do, or a phone or whatever, if you guys have a mobile device or a computer open right now, shit, what was his name? Frank what? Getting my pilot permit next year. Connor, that's awesome, man. That is awesome. And don't let anybody sway you from that, Connor. Don't let anyone stand in your way of fulfilling that commitment that you have with yourself. I think it would be really, really badass, dude, if you became a pilot. You absolutely, it's not about RC stuff really with Connor. He likes full scale airplanes. What did you fly? What was it that you actually took the sticks of, Connor? He's in 8th grade. He's already flown a plane, you guys. No bullshit. What was the plane that you flew, Connor? Oh, hell yeah, man. Oh, it was a Cessna. That's right. Oh, that's so sick, man. He comes to practice one day and he's like, Dave, I flew a Cessna. What? You flew a Cessna? What? Are you serious? You took off when? No. They got the plane up. They handed the sticks over to him, and he flew the Cessna. That's sick. John Newts, Airborne RC. What's up, man? Thanks, man. Yeah, it's coming along pretty good. We got some graphics showing up from Cali Graphics. They're actually probably over at my mom's house already. I just haven't gone over there to check. But they're probably there right now. We got a couple of Dave's RC stickers that we're putting on it. And then our slogan, Fly Free or Die, is going to go, somewhere in here. Maybe, I don't know. Everything, I'm just kind of winging it right now, guys. Really can't, you haven't got a good look at it. Here, let me put, wow. There it is. There you go. That looks a little better. It's coming out nice. Also with right here, with these decals right here, I'm actually going to be taking a black paint pen and coloring this black. That way, when it crosses the line of division here, half of the M is going to be black as well. All the parts of the M that are touching the gold it's going to be black. Does that make sense? It's going to be sick. It's going to look nice, you guys. It's going to look nice. Unbelievable, man. Yeah, this is like all Kyle, man. He showed me where to put the tape. And then I was like, you want it there? You want it there? You want it there? You want it there? And he's like, yeah, right there. We were just going to do the tips of the wings gold. And then right at the last second, he's like, maybe we should angle it. And I'm like, what do you mean angle it? He said, start from this corner and go like that, back to there. And I was like, that's actually a pretty cool idea, Kyle. Let's see what it looks like. And we taped it off, and I was kind of like picturing it in my head, and it looked really nice. So I was like, all right, let's hit it. So I started hobby coating everything that got gold paint. If you don't hobby coat where you're going to put the gold paint, you guys, it will burn the shit out of your foam. So be careful. It's got a really, really, really powerful accelerant in the gold and the silver cans. The gold and the silver paint, I should say. That's why when people huff paint, spray paint, like people that huff spray paint, I saw it on Cops years ago. Like Bad Boys, that cop show. There was this bum walking around, and he's like, and then the cop gets up to him, and he's like, "What have you been doing, man?" He's like, "I ain't been doing shit." And he's like, "Really?" He's like, "Yeah." And then the guy turns around, and he's got his whole face like right like this. It's all gold. And he's like, "Why is your face gold?" I mean, the cop already knew. I mean, it's the most popular brand of paint to huff is this gold shit that's on this plane right here. I didn't try it, so no, guys, don't ask. I didn't try it. But I can understand why they picked gold stuff, because the accelerant in this stuff is absolutely ridiculously strong. So that must mean that when you huff it, it's super, super strong as well. But yeah, guys, that was such a funny episode of Cops. He's like, "What do you mean?" He's like, you got some gold paint around right here." He said, "No, and that's my makeup. I put makeup." He's gone, guys. He's gone. And he's like, "Well, where's your stuff at?" He goes, "I don't have any stuff." He's like, "That's not your bag over there?" And he says, "What bag? That paper bag right there? That's not yours?" He's like, "No, that's not mine." And the cop goes over and picks it up. The guy starts freaking out. He says, "Put my stuff down. Put my stuff down." Because the cop's going to take his spray paint away. Oh, man. The shit that used to be on Cops, man. There's some funny stuff. Funny stuff on Cops. So, yeah, be careful with the gold paint, you guys. The gold paint and the silver, the chrome paint. That one is equally as bad, I'm sure. Did I see Skip Built RC in here? Did I just see Skip? Skip, what is going on, bro? He's my bro from another Mo. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he is in here. Crazy shit, right? That's some crazy shit, man. Yep. Hey, Connor, your plane's all fixed, bro. Is Connor, you still in here, bro? If I see you pop up and you're still in here, I'll show you your plane. Ah, there he is. Yeah. All right. Hold on. All fixed, bro. That whole wing, man. It's all epoxied back together. The servos are all nice. Got a hinged elevator for you. Both brand new front retracts. Oh, sorry. I got the prop too. The prop's actually sitting over there. I just wanted to make. I took it off to make sure that the engine was still tight to the wall. But yeah, it's here, man. So tell your dad to bring you over here one day so you can come pick it up. It'll be sitting there waiting for you, buddy, whenever you want to come get it. Oh, shit. Josh is on strike, too. Damn, son. Pilot Ryan's in the house. What's going on, man? George Watts. Private Farmer. Seriously, though, I would have given it back. Still an excellent. Yeah, I could add one. Got my Marines in here. Any Marines in here? Guniak would like to know if there are any Marines in here, aka the Crazies. He said he got buzzed by a V-22 today. Congrats to Wild Bill. Yes, Josh. Fred is as cool as they come. Marine Squadron number 3. That is pretty cool. So they say the only real Marine is a submarine. And he said, yes, I am a submariner. That's right, you guys. RC Air Marshal, a.k.a. Dave, Diggity Dave Marshall, is ex-Navy. At least that's what his hat says. His hat says. Yeah, my dad wears those hats too. Wait. If Wild Bill doesn't want it, Shadow Ops, you get the Bigfoot. I drew your name after Bill. Bill, why you're not? But Bill, you don't want to take the Bigfoot that you want? I've never run into that problem before, Farmer. Maybe Bill doesn't like you, and he's like, "Fuck you, keep that plane, stick it up your ass." I was just kidding. Is Wild Bill still in here? Wild Bill, why don't you want to take that plane, bro? Yeah, Instagram, but I've used a grand total of 0 times. Let me help you out, Dave. Seems how you're helping out everybody with your awesome freaking elevator mod that you put out for this F-18. Bro, I have noticed a serious jump in my subscribers by using Instagram. That's no bullshit. Ask Ryan. Ryan will tell you. He got me using my Instagram about 2 weeks ago. He got me using my Instagram like religiously. And not only am I almost at 100 followers already in like 2 weeks, but like 5 to 10% of those people that are watching the Instagram and they follow me on Instagram also know I have a YouTube channel and they come over and subscribe to the channel as well. So it only works out to your benefit to use it. What would you love to know, Farmer Man? I don't know a lot, dude, so hopefully it's something that I can answer. Same thing, George Watts, Dave's RC. It's Dave's _ RC _. Thanks to Ryan, it used to be my name and then like 111111111, which was absolutely ridiculous. I'm so glad that he helped me fix that. I said earlier to put the dog tags. Oh, Eric, dude. Eric, I have get dialed in. Yes, he did. Eric, I have no idea where Jason's dog tags are. His wife probably has his dog tags. But I bet she would let me photocopy those. Oh, you know what, dude? I could probably just like make some. You know what I mean? I mean, what's on a dog tag? It's your name, your rank, your religion, whether you're allergic to something, shit like that, right? I can't remember what was on my dog tags. What the fuck was on my dog tags? It was my name, branch of service, religion. Fuck, man. Has it been that long? Is your social security number on there as well? I can't remember now, guys. Name, social security number. Yeah, yeah. So yeah. Okay, I was right. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so I know a guy. He does he makes t-shirts with an airbrush gun. And he's a very good artist with that airbrush. I could have him like, yeah, that's a good idea, man. And he could probably whip that out in like 5 minutes on each side. He's freaking so good and so fast, dude. He could put out like 20 t-shirts an hour. It's crazy. Yeah, Skip, the jar's full, dude. I can't fit any more money in it. If you were in any of the branch, you would understand why we call the Air Force the Chair Force. Yes, dude. Oh my God. That has been a thing ever since my dad was a recruit. The, the other branches of the service call the Air Force the Chair Force. Well, because unless you're an engineer in the Air Force, you're sitting in a chair, dude. Connor, not everybody in the Air Force is a pilot. Mostly clerical and fucking paper pushing shit. I think that's what he's getting at when people call it the chair force. It's because the Air Force is a lot of clerical work. Sitting down behind monitors all day, you know, watching the feedbacks from the fucking drones that are flying over, you know. And that's what they're supposed to do. They're the smart techie guys. I don't think it's not to insult them. You call them the chair force. You don't call them the chair force to insult them. It's literally because they're the tech guys. You know, they're the ones that are sitting behind the computers and sitting behind the phones and the radios, making sure that the boots get on the ground where they need to be. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. If I was in the Air Force and somebody said, "Oh, you're a chair force," absolutely, got paid just the same. Absolutely, yeah. The Air Force is the brains. Yeah, absolutely. The Navy has some smart people too, though. And Army, believe it or not, the Army does have a military intelligence. They do have a if It's not a very large portion of the army, but I mean, come on now, out of 100,000 people that go through basic training in AIT in a 2 or 3 year period, you might get 3 or 4 that are smart enough to do that military intelligence shit. I could have done it. I scored a 91 on my ASVAB, you guys. My mom told me before I went in there, she's like, I had a perfect score. You didn't get one question wrong on the ASVAB, Mom. Are you shitting me? She's like, no, I got a perfect score. I was like, I think you're fucking lying. I said, I want to see it. I want to see you got because the highest possible score that you can get is a 99. And there's no fucking way my mom's smarter than I am. And I got a 91. I was like, you're full of shit, Mom. You're full of shit. You are FOS. Scored a 99 on the ASVAB. You such a liar. Oh my God. Yeah, right. Maybe in her dreams. Standing in a tank commander hat, full gear, sweating my ass off in an oven and a tank. And they were chilling in the shade, went back to the rear for showers every night. Oh, what the Air Force did? Yep, I believe it. I believe it. I told them that I would probably do pretty decent on the ASVAB, but I didn't care. I knew what I wanted to do in the military, and I wanted to work with explosives. That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to build shit. I wanted to tear shit down, and I wanted to blow shit up. And fortunately for me, or I should say, unfortunately for me, I put myself in a situation where the engineer, the specific MOS that I had was a a 51 Bravo B10. Okay, so what that stands for is that I was a carpentry and masonry specialist with a side qualification in explosives. Then it changed to a 12 Bravo because I realized that there just wasn't enough messing around with the explosives for me as a 51 Bravo. And then once I realized real quick, that the education level of your average combat engineer is fairly low. And here I am with a 91 on my ASVAB. I didn't fit in, guys. I really didn't fit in. These are a bunch of dirt to durs. No offense to any combat engineer out there, because I was one. But the distance and intellect was extremely noticeable. The guy warned me at MEPS. He's like, "This is a bad mistake." He says, "I don't even know why I'm allowing you to do this." I said, "Isn't it my choice?" And he's like, "Yeah, but you." He says, "What a waste." He says, "What a waste." He said, "You could get paid more. You could do." I was like, "Look, man, I just want to blow shit up. He said, I understand you want to blow shit up. I get it. I understand it. He says, but what a waste. What a waste. So I got my foot in the door as an engineer because of the 51 Bravo shit. As a matter of fact, at that time, they weren't even taking any more 12 Bravos. They weren't even classing any more 12 Bravos at that time. I actually had to do the 51 Bravo just to get my foot in the door as an engineer so that I could be a 12 Bravo later. Oh. So, anyways, after the engineer shit, I was like, well, I don't want to do the engineer shit anymore because they're not letting me play with fucking explosives enough. And they typically will just let the Marines go ahead and blow the fucking shit up rather than calling up the engineers to do it. I mean, Marines are fucking trained in every single, they're just like, they're like the utility knife of the military. They're not going to go back all of it. Hey, yeah, can you send up 869th Engineer Battalion? We got something in the sand up here. Nope. The Marines will just take care of it. So it's like, what the fuck, So I changed my MOS again to an 88 mic. But the cool thing about this particular job as an 88 mic is I was driving a truck for a forward pursuit unit that had Rangers, Green Berets. We actually had some CIA agents that we moved around, so it was pretty cool. It was pretty sweet. And the reason I got that high of a detail, I got a detail like that with I know it's an 88 mic, but it's like an 88 mic, but you have to have it's like you're not just driving a truck, you're driving around pretty important people. You're not just a truck driver, you're not just a Humvee driver. You're a driver, and you're driving around some pretty important people. And that's where my ASVAB score came into play, because they knew that, your truck, he's an 88 mic, but he scored a 91 on his ASVAB. He's a pretty fucking smart guy, and he's also an athlete. So, it's not like we put some dud 88 mic up there with you guys. He's pretty smart. If you guys get into a situation and you'd want him as your driver. You don't want Mr. didn't get his fucking college or high school diploma over there. You want Dave, So, I mean, that was pretty cool. We moved some CIA agents around one time, and that was sick. That was so sick. That was awesome, man. That was like a super secret thing that we were doing. Nobody could know. These guys were like dressed in like military attire, but they weren't military. They weren't. The uniforms were a complete fob. One was dressed as a staff sergeant. The other one was dressed as like a master sergeant or whatever. But they were not they were not in the military at all. They were actually CIA agents. And they were just being moved. I don't know if I'm supposed to be telling you guys this actually. I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't know if it's declassified stuff yet. I don't know. I wasn't allowed to talk about it back then. But it's been like 15, 20 years. I'm pretty sure almost 20 years. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that I can talk about it. Yeah, probably. If they come kicking my fucking door in tonight, I wasn't supposed to be talking about it, but I got to move a Green Beret unit around. I actually got to move a Ranger battalion, like literally like a battalion of Rangers. It was freaking crazy, man. Pretty cool stuff. Pretty cool stuff. That was the more fun part of my military career, was the last part of it. Because I felt more important. I felt more involved and more important. No, I wasn't playing with explosives. But I was driving around some pretty fucking cool people, man. Some badasses, dude. I mean, pretty sick. And I got mad respect because I had a dive crest on my uniform. They loved that. They loved that shit. Like, there were like some Rangers and some Green Berets that didn't even have a dive crest on their uniform. And they're like, how did you get a dive crest? I was like, well, I said, when I went to basic training in AIT in Gulfport, Mississippi, they had something going on that if you were a high school graduate and you had a diploma, that they would send you to dive school if you wanted to go. And it wasn't something that I signed up for before I left for basic training. It was actually something that they offered to us in AIT while we were at AIT school. If your PT scores were a 300 or better, like you had to have a perfect PT score. You had to have a perfect 300 PT score. There was no sense of them sending you there unless your PT scores were perfect, because they had to be perfect in that school. You actually had to be on the extended scale, is what they call it. And what I mean by the extended scale is if you max out at 80 sit-ups is a perfect 100 score for whatever you are, like your age group. And you actually did 120 or 130 sit-ups in 2 minutes. Well, now you're on the extended scale. So instead of getting 100 for that, you would be looked at as getting like 130 or 140 points for that. It's called the extended scale, and it's only used on people who are trying to qualify for a school or get into a school. Like if you're trying to sapper school, if you're trying to go to dive school, if you're trying to get into dive school or whatever. I was actually approached by Drill Sergeant Spawn. Awesome drill sergeant, you guys. Super awesome drill sergeant. And he was an AIT drill sergeant. So he wasn't one of like the basic training ones where they're like, rah, rah, rah. He was an AIT drill sergeant, and they're like way more laid back and wicked cool. Sat there and watched Braveheart with us and shit like that. Just really, really cool, you know, really cool dude. And he approached me and he's like, listen, Garrett, he says, listen, he said, I know you're a reservist, but that doesn't matter. He says, what would you think about going to dive school? I said, dive school? He said, yeah, it's in Panama City Beach, Florida. It's like 9 weeks extra. You'll get paid for that, an extra 9 weeks. And I was like, all right. I said, what do I got to do? He said, as soon as you're done with AIT, he said, I suggest you don't take any leave. You go right and get the school done. And I was like, fuck, man. I was like really like looking forward to going home and seeing my family and shit. And he's like, I know. He said, but usually when people take that break, they won't come back and do it. He said, so just if you're going to do it, make sure that you just go right after AIT and do it. And I said, what is the benefit? He says, you will always get paid extra money on your check for being qualified, for being a graduate of that school. And he says, and let me tell you something, man. He says, you're going to be in Panama City Beach during spring break, or not during spring break, but during the middle of the summer. He said, come on, man. I was like, shit. Yep, I'm in. Sold. And I went, man. And he's right, man. It was a fun time. Dive school is like an 80% dropout rate, guys. It's actually like some Navy SEAL instructors that actually teach you, that actually class you. So it's pretty cool. How long was what? Dive school? It was nine. Was it 7 weeks or 9 weeks? I can't remember. It was like 7 or 9 weeks. I can't remember. Oh, Josh. Okay. Yeah, dive school's no joke, man. That was probably the hardest thing I've ever done in my fucking life. The hardest thing I've ever done in my life. You have to carry the log above your head. You have to do everything that those SEALs did, man. Everything, except for like the Hell Week in the beginning. So like they get the Hell Week where they got to eat out of the fucking trash cans. And yeah, they have it rough. And they do get like, they kicked them and they would like kick sand at them and they would throw shit at them and stuff and call them names and stuff like that. You didn't get that. You didn't get that with the Army dive school. You didn't get that. But I tell you what, I understand why they only took people with 300 PT scores. They couldn't clear their masks? Are you serious? That's actually not that hard to do, man. It's really not. It's scary is what it is. If It's not that hard to do. It's not. It's actually not hard to do at all. You just gotta blow, dude. And that shit will just out. It's not hard, man. It's really not hard. It's not hard to do. But I can understand if you have a fear of water and a fear of drowning. I can understand why. I can understand that, Dave. I get it. I can understand that. Yep. Yeah, you just got to do it, man. I mean, think of it this way. It's like you're swimming in your swimming pool, right? Out back of your house. Your face is under the water, dude. So now you have a mask that's just holding the water to your face. Yeah, right. Yeah, if you have a fear of drowning or you don't like water, don't go to dive school. I'm a fish, dude. I was a fish. I swam in high school. I was on a swim team in high school out in California. Um, I was a fish, man. I was at the beaches all the time, man. I loved, you know what I like doing? Um, was just letting all the air out of my lungs and going all the way down to like the bottom of a lake or like the bottom of a pool and sitting Indian style at the bottom of the pool and just sit there and just listen to my heartbeat. Boom, 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 boom. And then you'd hear the heartbeat slow down. Boom, boom, boom. You know what I mean? It's cool, man. It's super cool. I could hold my breath forever, you guys. So clearing a mask was nothing for me. That was nothing. As a matter of fact, nobody in our class had a problem doing it. Eddie, Edward, what's going on, man? Let me get you a blue wrench, bro. You don't come in very often. How you doing, man? I'll put you up as a moderator, Eddie. That way you come in here. When you come in, you got your blue wrench. Edward, you guys. Fast Eddie. He is he's the one I call Eddie the H, you guys. He's our flight instructor at the AMA club up here. He's one hell of a pilot, man. Eddie, I'm doing good, man. I'm doing really good, man. I can't complain. Did you see this F-18 that is on the table, Eddie? It's like a commemorative piece for like, well, it's going to be. It's like a commemorative piece for like the people who lost their lives in the army in the military period. Because the army doesn't own any F-18s, so but yeah, my son actually helped me do it. My son's actually the one that told me where to paint it, and I painted it. Oh, I had to pull a non-swimmer across a lake in Sapper School, Lake of the Ozarks. Bro, I have been to the Lake of the Ozarks. It's in Missouri, right? Yes, it's in Missouri. It has to be in the Missouri. It has to be in Missouri because that's when I was at Fort Leonard Wood. And we actually went there during spring break. Oh my God. You want to go somewhere really freaking cool during spring break, you guys? Go to the Lake of the Ozarks, dude. Lake of the Ozarks is ridiculous. So much fun. Mm-hmm. It's not that lost in the woods, though, you guys. I mean, it's not as bad as people make it out to be. It's actually not that bad. They do have a small town there, lots of bars. There's a really really badass strip club where they get full bucket naked. Oh yes, they do. Oh, yes. I think the only thing they wear there is shoes, high heels. Tell privates in basic training they want to run away. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. That they'll get lost in the woods. Yeah. Turning the volume down, Dave. Thanks. Turning the volume down. Thanks, Dave. What volume? My volume? Is my volume loud? Nobody said anything. Oh. Okay. In that case, yeah. Yeah. I get you. I got it. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah. I was gonna say, man, because this mic has been in the same spot ever since I started using it. It's pretty cool though, because if you keep it away, but then you can get close to the mic, and you actually get that like microphone, like you hear the difference. It's pretty cool. Eddie said, "Stop yelling, stop yelling." Um, I've never really played around with it though to figure out which way goes which. Like, tell me if you guys can hear me. Can you hear me now? Can you guys hear me? How about now? Can you guys hear me? No, you can't hear me, can you? If you can hear me, oh, it's the same. Okay. You know why? It's because the camera mic's picking me up. That's why. In order to get this microphone to work, you got to get up close to it. You have to literally be right on top of this mic to get it to work. It's got to be your new girlfriend. That's why I sit close to this one, because I would rather this microphone pick up my voice than the camera mic, because the camera mic, it sucks. Josh, dude, that's funny. Are you wearing headphones, Josh? Josh thinks he's got his headphones on. Loud and clear, loud and clear. He said, loud and clear. Yeah. So the if I get too far away from this mic, then the camera mic picks me up, and that camera mic sucks. That's right. We're gonna massage that inner ear just right. You know, sorry, the bikini crap again. Oh shit, man. Kenny's broadcast last night. Yeah, we even we even said something about putting a bikini on, and I'm like, hey, I'm good with that. I'm okay with that. It's funny shit. Oh yeah, so I told Kenny I would give him a shout out. What do we got? 26 in here, man. I wish I would have done it when there was more people in here. Um, I told everybody. So, Hanger 51 is Kenny, and Hanger 51 getting weird, dude. Yeah, dude, Eddie, it gets weird in here, man. I'm sorry, but yeah, sometimes it just gets weird. But it's funny. It's all fun and game. Dave, is shirts coming? Um, his shirt's coming. Oh, did I put a shirt order in? Not yet. No, I didn't. No, I have not put a shirt order in. I backburnered the shirts for right now because I have too many other things that I got to take care of. I still have to send out Eric shit. I still have to send out Love RC stuff. I still have to send out Jeff's Customs uh, thing from the beginning of the month, the F-15 that he won, that little Horizon Hobby one or E-Flight one. But I will get some. I will do another shirt order. I promise. Kyle's got like 3 new shirts, man. I want to get. I'd like to get all of them. So check your email. I sent you something tonight. All right, Dave. I'll check it out. My phone's in there charging next to my wife. I do not want to walk in there right now. I don't want to wake her up. She needs to just stay sleeping. Yeah. Stay sleeping. Hats, yeah, I could do hats too. I could do anything through Uber Prints. Uber Prints will do anything. They'll do anything. I mean, they'll do hats. They do. I can even do jackets, sweatshirts, hoodies, anything. Um, the problem is I have to order like 10 at a time. I have to order them in lots of 10, and they're like $20 a piece, man. The shirts, Eddie, you got one. They're actually really nice shirts. They're very comfortable shirts. And that's why I continue to keep going through Uber Prints is because of the quality of the shirt that they use. They're actually really nice. Um, oh shit. So yeah, I told Kenny, aka Hanger 51, that I would shout him out and let you guys know that every Thursday at 9 o'clock he does a live stream. And I'll be damned if that son of a bitch doesn't keep that live stream going until like 2 or 3 in the morning sometimes, you guys. I'll wake up to go to take a piss, and sure enough, there's Hanger 51 still in the live stream. There's like 4 or 5 people in there still chilling with them, and it's like, holy shit, man. Wow. I can barely do an hour and a half, man. Barely do an hour most nights. Hanger 51's pulling off 8 hours. Kenny could host the telethons. Yeah, oh hell yeah, man. T-shirt, make money, charge $29.99 plus tax, $2 shipping. Eric, that's a good idea, man. But the way I look at it is, if you want a shirt, I'll just charge you what I pay for it. I mean, it literally only cost me like $1 or $2 to ship it, so it's not much. It's not that big of a deal. So if you want a shirt and you just I don't want to make anything off of it. I just would like to just get my merch out there. I just like people to have my merch. Um, as long as I'm not getting paid, as long as I'm not paying for it out of pocket for everybody to have a shirt. I do give a lot of shirts away. Um, but for the most part, if you want a shirt, I could literally call up Uber Prints. I could order just one shirt, but they'll charge me $24.99 for it, for just ordering one shirt. But they won't charge me shipping or anything. It'll just be the $24.99. That what King Rat does? No, King Rat goes through Teespring. Teespring, Teespring change your life. Yeah, I know. I know. I was actually looking into Teespring the other day, Ryan. I hit a firewall though. Something happened, and I couldn't get past it. When I go to look at it again, when I go back to look at it again, I'll find out what that issue was, and I'll text you and let you know what the problem was. I can't remember what it was now. Damn shit. Why can't I remember? I hit a roadblock. I just hit a roadblock in the process of doing it. I can't remember what the hell it was now. Damn it. When it comes to me, I'll text you, bro. When it comes to me, I'll text you. Here, file type. I'm not sure, man. I'm not sure what it was. I was just in the process of doing it, signing up for it. It might be, Ryan. I think you might be right. Obvious, yeah, you might be right. I think it is. It's that file type. Yeah, I think that's exactly what it was actually, because it just stopped me in my tracks, and I was like, what the fuck does that mean? What is that? You gotta be kidding me. Oh shit, man. Yeah, you guys. I think I'm going to call it for a night, man. I am beat. I don't know why I'm feeling so exhausted lately. I let Kyle this whole week. I didn't bug him to go fly. I did not bug him one time to go fly. And today we were supposed to go fly, but I ended up having to take my sister-in-law to the doctors, and we didn't get back until late. But I got his ass this weekend. We have 3 planes we have to fly, and I'll be damned if we ain't gonna fly them. We're flying the damn things. I got that Flightline Corsair out there that I want to fly again, or not the Flightline Corsair, but the FMS Tiger Cat that I want to fly. I've got the the Havoc, the Horizon Havoc there that I want to fly again, and we obviously have the Avios MiG 17 that I switched over to 8S. It's got a Vietnam paint scheme on it now, or Vietnamese MiG 17 paint scheme on it now. And we'll be doing the maiden flight on that. But this time it's CG'd correctly. It's actually a little nose heavy, to be honest with you. But I've got that thing on 8S on a 1450 kV motor. It should be pretty damn quick. I know when we flew it last time, it was tail heavy, but the time that it was flying, when I had it punched at full throttle, and she was flying straight and true when the throttle was punched, but as soon as you cut the throttle back, the ass sunk, and you could tell right away it was tail heavy. But that thing was moving along. That was moving pretty fast on 8S, you guys. So that should be fun, and we should be going out there and doing that tomorrow. I'm not giving him an option tomorrow. I'm so lenient with that kid, and it's like, man, I was like, you got lucky today that I had to bring, your aunt to the freaking hospital. So you got lucky that you didn't have to do anything today. So I said, your ass is mine tomorrow, dude. But he was like, yeah, that's cool. That's fine. Yeah, that's, he knows. He wasn't even gonna argue it. He was just gonna go. Yeah, guys, if you guys want to hit me up on Facebook, it's Dave Garrett on Facebook. You'll actually see a picture of me and Kyle standing there, and we're about ready to go to his football game. And my wife snapped a picture of us, and we're both very, very happy in the picture. You guys can tell we're extremely happy. You'll laugh when you see the picture after hearing that. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna punch out for the night. Don't forget to join us tomorrow. The Pilots Lounge, 9 p.m. Eastern time, guys. Pilot Ryan Media. I'm sure he's got some shit going on, and we're probably all gonna want to see it. Don't forget, if you can, to check out Kenny on Thursdays, you guys. I know Thursdays, it's just one of those weird days, and 9 o'clock's pretty late on a Thursday. But check out Kenny, you guys. Hangar 51. And then don't forget to go over there and check out those boozers on Sunday, 8 p.m. Eastern time, you guys. I'm Dave. This is Dave's RC, guys. Total Line, episode 29, you guys, in the books. I'll see you tomorrow in the Pilot's Lounge with Pilot Ryan. Be there or be square, guys. I'm out of here, guys. Dave's RC. Love you. Fly free or die, guys. Peace.